3 months?
Hello and good day. Hello and good day. Okay, here we go. If I'm gonna be talking about small soldiers, then I suppose it makes sense to try and see the world through their eyes. Hit me, Doc.
Come on. Freak.
No space and memory card. Oh my fucking god. Take 2. Ran out of fucking memory on my camera. Oh, fuck. Jesus, that hurt. Okay, so Small Soldiers. It's pretty good. Hey Space Marine. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
Your friend Christopher purchased me as a gift, and you are yet to pay me.
No, I've been busy, man. Chris, I'll get around to it eventually, okay?
Hold your tongue, traitor. I shall end thee for such heinous lies.
Okay, bring it on, Space Racist.
Die, heretic! What is this heresy? He's strong. Stronger than anything I've ever seen.
Fool. I'm not even using 10% of my power. Now, playtime's over. Okay, so Small Soldiers. A film about children's toys that come to life and begin a campaign to genocide their greatest rivals, other children's toys. Now that's what I call fierce competition. It's pretty good. The film's plot is set in motion by a military weapons manufacturer, Globotech, buying out a children's toy company. Why does a military company need to have a toy division, you may be asking? We open with a shot of a helicopter flying near a crane and some cables. Nothing bad has ever happened in a similar situation, right? It was a long time ago. We meet our first character, Erwin Wayfair, played by David Cross. He gets the most iconic line of the whole film.
You put munitions, chips, and toys?
Yes, David. I love it. Erwin is a real geeky, socially awkward nerd who would much rather talk to himself than anyone else. I find myself drawn to his character for some reason, but I can't put my finger on why. Anyway, he's on his way to a big meeting with his colleague, Larry Benson, played by Jay Moore. Both Owen and Larry are designers at Heartland Toy Company. They're on their way to meet the big arms dealer boss who has just bought them out. What a strange investment. Larry comes across as the more confident but slightly dim-witted counterpart to Erwin, although saying that he needs to learn to break off a handshake with a woman who's clearly not interested.
I'm Ms. Kegel, executive assistant to Mr. Mars.
We meet the brilliant businessman at the head of Globotech who has just bought this children's toy company, Gil Mars, aka Late.
I'm late.
Played by Dennis Leary. So they get down to business and are pitching their new toy designs. Late absolutely hates Erwin's disgusting Late absolutely hates Erwin's disgusting dog. Late absolutely hates Erwin's disgusting Late absolutely hates Erwin's disgusting Gorgonites. But he absolutely loves Larry's Major Chip Hazard and the Commando Elite. Who wouldn't? Man, I had all the Commando Elite action figures when I was growing up. They were the fucking coolest. Except Nick Nitro. He's an ugly bitch.
Nick Nitro!
Lake decides to go ahead and greenlight the toys, but he wants to make some slight changes. He wants them to be able to walk and talk like they do in the commercials. What could possibly go wrong? The children's toy designers get given clearance for Globotech's top secret technology. That seems like an incredibly stupid idea. Are they forgetting that these guys literally just design children's toys? They don't design weapons of war.
Yes, sir. That's flat shoe.
Owen and Larry both get given individual passwords that they can use to access the Globotech top secret technology. Owen, the blabbermouth, says his out loud immediately.
Mine's Gizmo.
That's 5 letters! That's an incredibly weak password for a company that has top secret weapons and tech. It might as well have just been password. Look how pathetic this thing looks. It's not even asking for a username. I think Globotech needs to be investing in cybersecurity rather than a toy division. Using Owen's password, Larry procures some military-grade microprocessors to go inside the toys. We get a very sweet build montage of Major Chip Hazard and Archer. I love this scene. Cut to our main protagonist of the film, Alan Abernathy, played by Gregory Smith. I'm not sure we should be rooting for Alan in this film. Some of his backstory makes him sound like a right little cunt. He called in a bomb threat at his old school, for God's sake. So Alan's looking after his dad's dusty old toy shop when he gets a delivery. Shithead Alan somehow manages to convince Joe, the delivery guy, to give him some of the shiny new soldier toys. Have some fucking integrity, Joe. This is your job. These aren't your toys to just give away like you're Santa. Joe is complaining to Alan that this better not come back and bite him in the ass. He warns that that he could get in big trouble for this.
I could get in big trouble for this.
He could lose his job.
Lose my job.
He could lose his house.
Lose my house.
He could lose his wife.
Lose my wife.
So why are you doing it then, you fucking idiot? After they walk off screen, Chip and Archer lock eyes. I mean, well, at least they tried to. The Archer's animatronic eyes didn't open. What's that? A customer? In walks Christy Fimple, nice name, played by Kirsten Dunst. I think Alan may have a crush on her.
I noticed that your pupils dilated and your skin flushed.
She walks in and without even saying hello, goes into explaining why they're in this dump.
His birthday's next week. My mom told me to take him shopping.
Well, hello to you too, bitch. Krusty Pimple's snot-nosed little brother walks into the back and sees Chip and Archer fighting. When they come back, the toys are nowhere to be seen. Chrissy suggests maybe buying Nick Nitro instead of Major Chip Hazard.
What about this one? No.
Good call, Timmy. After the Fimples leave, Alan finds his dad's plane ticket and rushes home to give it to him. Alan's dad, Stuart, and Christy's dad, Phil, are in the garden having a heated argument about a tree. Stuart is mad about Phil cutting down a branch from a tree that's growing in his garden.
This is my tree!
Sorry to break it to you, Stu, but if the branch is over the boundary property, Phil has every right to cut it down, even if it is your tree. So... Oh, fuck, I did the wrong hand sign. Jog on.
No. This is my crap. This crap is beautiful.
After Alan gets home, he just leaves his bike dumped in the front garden. Put your shit away, dude.
You know, it's possible that I make it through an entire day without screwing up.
Your bike, Alan? Or how about the fact that you convinced Joe to risk his marriage for you? Alan opens his backpack to find Archer inside. The grotesque, cowardly Gorgonite is likely hidden in there to get away from the badass Major Chip Hazard. After speaking to Archer, Alan begins to get the feeling that these toys might be a little bit smarter than he initially thought. Maybe more than meets the eye. Oh, that's the wrong franchise. Transformers, more than meets the eye. For someone called Archer, he's not going to do a lot when he's only got 2 spare arrows. Look at this frame and tell me the Gorgonites are cool.
Top of his head. Look at his lips.
So Major Chip Hazard breaks out of his box like a fucking Chad and wakes up the rest of the Commando Elite. Tommy Lee Jones is amazing as Major Chip Hazard. I suppose now would be a pretty good time to introduce the rest of the Commando Elite. We've got Butch Meathook, Brick Bazooka, Link Static, as well as Kip Killigan. I just want to point out that this film came out in 1998. I think this CG is unbelievably good.
Oh my goodness!
Alan comes back to the shop in the morning to find the store has been completely wrecked. Christy came by the shop to pick up the toys for her brother, but decides to lend a helping hand to Alan and help clean up the store. Once they are done, Alan removes the closed sign that he stuck up on the door. Yeah, because I'm sure that was holding back a tidal wave of customers waiting to get in.
Let me in! Let me in!
After a failed attempt to take out Archer, the Commando Elite find out where Alan lives.
Alan Abernathy, 330-555-0125.
Let me just try and speak to Alan real quick. I have some questions for him.
The number you have called is not recognized.
Come on, Alan. Fuck, he's obviously moved. Back at Globotech, Owen has discovered Larry used military processors in the toys.
They were designed for the Department of Defense.
You put munitions chips in toys? On the back of the Gorgonite box, their slogan is literally destroy order, promote chaos. How are these the good guys? They fucking suck. They're scum. Alan is awoken to the sound of terrible toy torture and comes downstairs to see the Commando Elite have captured Archer and are trying to pry information from him on the location of the rest of the Gorgonites. How did I do that in one? Holy moly. Nick Nitro cuts Alan's hands using a dental tool or something? What the fuck is this? He is then disposed of in the sink's garbage shredder thing. God, what's it called? Good riddance.
Major Chip Hazard seeks the location of the Gorgonite scum.
Even Archer calls the Gorgonite scum. It's not just me. We eventually get to meet the rest of the Gorgonites and they're hiding in a dirty rubbish bin. Why are we supposed to root for these guys? They are so lame. All they do is hide. The Commando Elite are now trying to take the Fimples hostage. They're going to use Christy as a bargaining chip, so Alan will give them the rest of the Gorgonites. After drugging the parents with some sleeping pills, the Commando Elite get to work in creating new members for their army. Not sure of the physics of this thing, so I'm just going to skip over that.
Are you scared? You'd have to be crazy not to be scared.
I love Tommy Lee Jones as Chip Hazard. We actually get a hostage video, which I'd forgotten about. That's pretty fucked up. How do these kids keep getting pinned on the floor by these knockoff Barbies? While Alan and While Alan and Christy are fighting off the Gwendy dolls, what does Archer do? He hides in Alan's backpack again. You fucking suck, Archer! One of my favourite parts of the whole film are the makeshift vehicles that the commandos make. Some of them are awesome. A skateboarder with a flamethrower. Hell yeah. This tree falls down with the same pathetic amount of force it took to break the mast on the ship earlier.
Oh, really?
So after chasing Alan Christie, the Commando Elite crash and burn in spectacular fashion. From the wreckage of household tools and flames, Major Chip Hazard floats down a stream, scarred and defeated.
We have lost the battle. We will not lose the war.
Skipping forward a little bit, Chip has acquired an entire new army of Commando Elites by hijacking a Globotech truck. Sorry, Joe. They raid the Abernathy's house in all-out toy warfare.
We are the Commando Elite. Everything else is just a toy.
Alan's mum Irene starts to take charge of the situation. So Alan goes on a suicidal mission to wedge a wrench between two high voltage transformers to create an EMP blast. But oh, don't worry, he's got rubber gloves on. The Abernathy household is nothing but safe. Look at how dangerous this is. It's so stupid. So Archer sees Alan in trouble and finally decides to do something. He grapples up to Alan and immediately gets Spartan kicked off by punished Chip. Dude, this guy sucks. Alan decides he's too old for toys and decides to use Chip as the catalyst to overload the Transformers. He's made out of plastic though, so I'm not sure how that would work. The Transformers explode, frying the chips of all the toys. Late arrives via Globotech helicopter and grills Joe for parking his truck near the scene, which is plastered in Globotech branding.
Why don't you move your truck with the giant Globotech logo on it before the damn news crews get here?
I think a helicopter in the middle of the street draws more attention than a truck. Plus you've got Globotech branding on that anyway. So after all that, did the mega weapons manufacturer get held accountable for allowing children's toys to turn into domestic terrorists and wreak havoc on the public? Of course not! If you have enough money, you can buy yourself out of any accountability.
Whoa! Visual component system.
This is good, thanks. Bye.
I don't think even you have enough money to pay for that. Okay, maybe you do.
Alan looks for the Gorgonites, but they are all dead. They're not? For fuck's sake, why not?
Gorgonites. We won.
Oh, fuck off. You barely did anything. So, there we have it. The badass commandos are fried, and the cowardly Gorgonites get to live in the forest forever. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.